Hello and welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your beautiful kind comments below my videos. Be sure to hit your notification bell if you have dropped any comments this week, because I will be drawing another name for my free tarot reading winner. So if you're new to the channel, please pull up, get cozy. We're going to have a little chat because we're all friends here when we gather around my table. But if you are new here, be sure to drop your comment below and subscribe to the channel for your chance to win a free tarot reading with me, because I draw a name a week. But be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can contact you if you're chosen the winner. For today's pick a card topic, we are looking at a no contact love message from the person on your mind. What are their secret thoughts of you today? So what thoughts crossed their mind about you today? How are they currently feeling? What sort of emotions came along with those thoughts? We do have three piles to choose from today. Pile number one here with the black egg and this orange, dark orange flower. Pile two with the cosmic egg and the cream flower. And pile number three with the golden egg and the reddish flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting from spirit. My timestamps are listed below as always. I'm going to jump right into pile number one. Again, it's a no contact love message today, asking about their current thoughts of you today and what sort of emotions were welled up because of those thoughts. Pile number one. Hello, pile number one. You were drawn to the little orangish flower here, or to the black egg, and this is your reading. What were their secret thoughts of you in this no contact situation that you find yourselves in? What were they thinking about you today? And what sort of emotions did they have because of these thoughts? The black egg, the egg is always about potential. You know, it's about this unwavering potential that could exist in the infinite possibilities of the unknown. The black egg in particular, though, does definitely bring about some negative vibrations sometimes. It's like an egg that's past its prime, or something that has reached sort of an expiry date, so to speak, like the rotten egg analogy. So this person may have had some frustrating and limiting thoughts today. They could have just perhaps been feeling kind of down, or really worried about the time frame here. They could be thinking it's been too long, or really worried about the time frame as well. It's like, how long has this no contact situation been going on, and should I be concerned about that? So let's take a look here. For pile number one, please, this no contact situation, what were the thoughts that they had of pile number one today? And what's interesting is I was just looking down at the orange flower, and I was just thinking about that song, Something in the Orange. It's like something in the orange tells me it's not done. So despite the fact that there could have been a really long no contact situation, there's just something that still won't allow this person to let you go. Yeah, we have the Eight of Coins. We have the Devil. And I feel like it's been years. That's what it feels like. There's the Queen of Swords. You could be a Libra, a Gemini, an Aquarius. The Devil is Capricorn. But I feel like it's almost been years since perhaps you haven't seen or heard from each other. And I do feel like it's a mutual codependency, but their thoughts around you today were surrounding specifically you and how you're feeling and whether or not you think it's been too long. Because there's an emphasis here on wishing that you would make some type of contact or make yourself known in some way, and really feeling insecure about the timing and about what your perspective is at this moment. Because there's the Eight of Cups and we have the Nine of Cups. Because it really feels like they worried in their thought patterns today about whether it's a wishful thinking. It's like, am I holding on to a fantasy? Am I holding on to a dream? Or is this something that is mutual? Am I all alone in this situation? Because, wait, I thought I saw one that flipped. Yep, we did. Is there another one? No. It's the Seven of Pentacles. And I keep wondering, has it been too long? Has it been too long? Have I invested too much thought into this fantasy? Because the Page of Wands is someone who still wants to go exploring, somebody who's still very curious about you. And so it makes them, it's like they're surprised that they can't get this thought process out of their mind. And they're wondering if they should continue to invest in this thought. Here's the Four of Wands and the Eight of Cups. And there's the Ten of Swords as well. There is definitely a mixed emotions surrounding this person's thoughts today for you, pile one, because they feel like you're a dream come true, but they also feel like you're not available right now, or there's something in the no contact situation that stops stops progress in this present. And it could just be time and space and all, everything that happens between the past and the present, because they keep thinking it's like you could have been the one for them. You could have been the one to give them happiness and abundance and all of the beautiful things that's sort of promised to us when we make the right decisions, quote unquote, in life. Because now this Ten of Swords is telling me that they put so much stock into this thought, into these thoughts of you, into this attachment. But in their limiting thoughts today, they wondered about your opinion of the situation and what your thoughts have been like when it comes to this connection, whether or not they're foolish. It's like, am I carrying this burden all by myself? And it feels too heavy. I just heard that Fiona Apple song when she says that line, my hands are too dirty to hold. It's like, it feels like a very heavy weight that they feel when it comes to you. And the weight feels more about the unknown than it does about sort of the past situations between the two of you. It's like what weighs that most upon them in these thoughts are that they will never know what a connection like you could become. It's like they're holding this fantasy over their heads a little bit. It's like, I will never know, perhaps, where this could go. And am I exerting too much energy here? Should I continue to focus upon this connection, because they are still holding space? And their thoughts today surrounded whether or not you are still holding space at the same time. Because there's this emphasis too on sort of like right person, wrong timing, or both of you sort of being available at different times in the past. It's like the timing just never worked out for us. And since the no contact has come in, it feels like a very long-standing no contact situation. And they long for partnership with you in some way. We have the Queen of Wands. You could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We also have the Queen of Cups. Now, the truth is that what they don't see is that I feel like the Divine Feminine here is just as equally attached as they are. I feel like there's a very strong heart space from the Divine Feminine that is very much sort of gaga over this person. So you may feel very much, you may feel like you're waiting for them, and I feel like they're waiting for you. And these thoughts are really circulating around that. Because I feel like there's a frustration coming from the Divine Feminine saying, well, I've been waiting for you. And they're like, well, I've been waiting for you. It's like this. It's like two kids on either sides of the gymnasium at their first school dance. You have the King of Wands. But you're very well matched. To be honest, Spirit says you're very, very well matched here. Their thoughts around you definitely were fueled towards a physical fantasy at some point as well. But that's part of what thrust them into despair, because they really would love to explore that with you. But I don't feel like they've ever had the chance to. We have the Four of Wands again. We have the Four of Wands here with the Black Egg and the Eight of Wands. Now, what's interesting is that you already had the Four of Wands here with the Eight of Cups. So it's like stuck between the rock and the hard place when it comes to what I want. It's like I'm not feeling happy with what I've received in this connection or where I'm sitting in life at this moment. And I'm feeling this pressure to want more. And it could even just be this pressure to sort of be released from this consistent attachment, because they feel like they are hoping and hoping and hoping without getting rewards. But that's because they're not taking any practical steps to create change in the situation. But their thoughts around you today were very much around the one who got away, is what I keep hearing. It's like, were you the one that got away from me? And you'll always be that. That's what I just heard. You'll always be the one that got away. Makes me think of that Billie Eilish song. New love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. Number 26. And I feel like you can see that there's this like an angel or a fairy catching a shooting star. It's like, it feels like something unavailable to me, and it's almost like if pigs could fly mentality. So their thoughts today were really surrounding this, a little bit of hopelessness. I can't say it's not hopelessness coming in, but really wishing that you could come forward and clarify things. We have here, love is all around. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this is true. And it's number 16. But there's like this, the 16 is the Tower. It's this epiphany that's come in. This epiphany of now, should I act now or should I get off the pot, so to speak? But they're like, I can't act now. for some reason in this connection when there's no contact. And it could be because of new love, because of new opportunities in love, new opportunities in life that have come forward for both of you. It's like, I've had these epiphanies about you. I know what I wish could have happened in this connection, but I can't come forward at this time. And they're asking for help. And I feel like that's why the Divine Feminine is right in the center here. It says, what do you really need? Be willing to accept support. Because the truth is, it's that their thoughts today really surrounded what could cure them of this helplessness, what could cure them of this fear of like, have we reached our expiry date? Should I let go of the potential that is here? And that has always been very prevalent, and it almost feels obvious. The connection from the past, it almost feels like it was a very obvious thing between the two of you. And it's like they do sort of wish that they could hear from you, and I feel like you sort of wish that you could hear from them at the same time. What are their secret thoughts of you today? What thoughts went through their mind? We have here heart-to-heart conversations that are needed. Wishing that they could just have one conversation with you, one honest, open, direct conversation where we don't hide things, where we don't delude, we just say the truth. And we have here, you deserve love, you are lovable. And I feel like that bothers them the most, because they may have given you the impression that they didn't care, or they feel like they may have given you the impression that they didn't care in the past, and how they're holding back, but that may be really difficult for them, or they held back in the past and that was very difficult for them, because they want to emphasize who you are and what you are to them, because you're very attractive to them. They think you have a beautiful heart. It's not just fire. There's something more innocent about this connection. And it does feel like the Six of Cups energy. And this card always reminds me of that. Make the effort. The great love is worth the steps you're guided to take. And that's why they're conflicted in their thoughts, because they're like, on one hand, it's been a long time. A lot of things have shifted and changed. We've changed as people. But on the other hand, there's something really special about this. And it's been sort of laying in the balance, or sort of permanently lying in this place of possibilities. And now they just are, today specifically, they were thinking about those possibilities and the steps they would have to take to perhaps create more. And the uncertainty too that they felt in being able to create more. What are their thoughts, secret thoughts today of pile number one, please? We have the Boat. Closure issues. Receiving what I need. Wishing that they could receive the clarity that they were needing, and wishing that they could give you the clarity that they think that you're lacking too. We have not today, and we have separation, sadness and missing you, unsure of the future. It says, but not dealing hurt, avoiding a conversation, boundaries, still angry. And I don't feel like any anger from this person, but I feel like there's an intimidation toward, like they're intimidated by the Divine Feminine. They're intimidated. And even with the not today, it really is mirroring this black egg energy of like, is it beyond our ability to create change? It's like, should I deal with it today, or should I just continue to hold space the way that I've been holding space, which it kind of gives us the allowance to procrastinate and to kind of push off the necessity of dealing with this connection again. So it's like I keep pushing off and taking the path of least resistance. We have keeping a positive mindset, manifesting exactly what you want with gratitude and bliss on the back of that deck. I want to get a couple of message cards here about the thoughts that they had today about pile number one, please. What sort of thoughts went through their mind concerning pile one? I wish that you weren't with anyone else. I don't want you to be with anyone else. And I feel like that's been a very long-standing desire. What sort of thoughts do they have today, please? Don't focus on who's in the picture. Don't focus on who wants me, because the truth is that I don't care. It's like, I want you. But I feel like these thoughts today were definitely not circulating around the steps they have to take to create change. I feel like they were just thinking and frustrated today, like frustrated about this hold that you have. Yeah, just know I'm obsessed with you. So they could even be watching you, social media perhaps. I really hate not talking to you, because I feel like they want to talk to you quite a bit, like all the time. And I still have a lot of physical thoughts that run through my mind. That is really the Page of Wands. And then we have the King of Wands. So like innocence, but like I've grown up now. I'm not innocent anymore. I have the ability to explore. And they really still, it's like the void is unfillable. It's filled with complete potential, so they just keep filling it with all of these fantasies. But they are now kicking themselves, feeling the consequences of their actions for not taking action in the past here. What were the thoughts that went through their mind today about pile number 1, please? This is taking forever. And that is definitely the black egg. And I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to let this go. My life is in chaos. We also have here, I look for you wherever I go. So I don't feel like they're satisfied in their environment. That's why we saw the 8 of Cups. They're not happy with the state of your connection, but I don't feel like they're happy overall. In a perfect world, it's just you and I. You and me in a perfect world. You make it so easy to fall in love with you. Oops. I'm going to fix it, but first I have to fix me. And so there's still this, they're still holding this connection in the balance. They still wish that there could be more. I thought it would be easier to just walk away from you. We also have this one coming out. I do still imagine a future with you. They still don't want to let go of the potential of what could be or what is. They feel addicted. So there's an obsessive energy of codependency that's happening in this connection. And that was really highlighted in their thoughts of you today, pile 1. But let's get a charm bowl, please. How does this person feel about pile 1 in the bowl? What is their prominent feeling towards pile 1 at this moment in the bowl? Queen of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the King of Swords, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. They're very possessive over you in these emotions right now. It's like somebody who wants your love. Like they want you to love them. There's something very emphasized about the beautiful Queen of Cups' heart. She puts a lid on it. It's a permanent type of love. So this could really communicate the permanency of love that they feel for you. But also it's like they're torn between logic and their heart. It's like, does it make sense for me to care about this person so deeply? Because it makes them feel weak or insecure. In the bowl today, we do have a triangle. I do think of third party, so take that as it resonates to your situation. We have a kitty cat. I do think about Leo energy. And also opportunity, because I think about the cheetah. So it's like somebody who should have taken opportunity. We have the kitty cat twice, and this one's a white one. So it's like I now have clarity over a lack of strength that I showed. Loyalty with the dog paw. We also have here the King of Cups. So there's love. Could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but love energy from the King of Cups. I also feel fatherhood and motherhood from the King and Queen of Cups as well. Stethoscope twice. One was shaped like a heart. So there could be a hospital nursing connection now or work connection, but there's an aspect about both of us holding back the truth. We have grace. And we have lungs, and they almost look the same. The 2 ballet slippers with the pair of lungs sitting there, which is interesting. It's like the feeling of sweeping me off my feet, or it's like losing my breath when you're around. When I think about the lungs, I think about them being encased inside the rib cage, and I do think about sort of expression. And we have the Chariot, looking at things from a higher perspective, but it being torn into 2 different directions. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you feel called to. And if you do, be sure to drop that comment below any of my videos this month for a chance to win a free tarot reading. I will be drawing another name and posting that name as soon as that person responds back to me. So hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. Be sure to check out my links below for Etsy for personal reading or for Instagram. But I hope that you come back here and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the little cream colored flower, or to the cosmic egg, and this is your reading. The person on your mind and no contact, were their secret thoughts of you today? What thoughts about you crossed their minds, and what sort of emotions were welled up because of these thoughts? Now the cosmic egg, you can see this beautiful sort of color on the egg, which is mirroring the rainbow realm. It's like mirroring the full spectrum of the rainbow. It's surrounded by this snake. There's an aspect of infinity about this card, and there's an aspect of like the beginnings of time. So being connected since the beginnings of time, and past life connection. Also temptation and clarity being needed, but there's still so much potential. It's like somebody who's protecting the potential of this connection. So that could have really encompassed a lot of their thoughts about you, about where did this connection begin, where is it possibly going, and even though there's like a temptation and fear associated with it, I still want to keep this connection protected. I was just also given this impression about the snake and how it sort of interacts with the world. It's like the snake's tongue is very important because it almost experiences the world as it moves through. So it really talks about sort of vibrational energy between the two of you. So let's take a look and see what were their thoughts about you today. 10 of Swords coming out first, and the Devil, and the 4 of Cups reversed. Now, in the very least, the 4 of Cups is reversed here, which is, in the very least, a little bit more, it's like a new outlook is needed, or somebody needs to look at things from a different perspective, because there is attachment and there is codependency, and there's this feeling of like, I cannot let go of this. I don't want to let go. Even maybe good, it's like this aspect of, you know, my good sense telling me I should, but it's like, I just can't. I don't know how. It's like, you have the key to my heart. See, there's the owl hanging off there. It's like, you have the key to my heart. So it's like, although I feel like I do need some sort of new perspective or new information added so that this attachment makes sense to me, it's like, I can't seem to let it go. And this was like the thought process that this person went through today. It's like, I need to figure out something, a new application of strength to apply so that I don't have to stay like this and like for forever. There's an aspect of forever with that card. We have the 2 of Swords. And you can see the anchor even. The anchor is like stagnation and being held back and inability to commit. It's like they thought about you, they thought about the way they treated you, and perhaps about sort of this aspect of like, I had blinders on, I didn't see what was sitting right in front of me, and now I see that and it's not sitting in front of me anymore, and that's really frustrating because I see the light. At last I see the light. The full spectrum is available to me, and I realize you should be with me right this moment. Like, we should be building this 10 of Cups together. This crystal that's talking about clarity, they've achieved clarity. We have the Spirit of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Moon. Scorpio and Libra energy from this person. We also have Capricorn, very strong. And it's like they thought about the revelation that came in too late. Because I think about this wolf and bringing up the rear. You know, the alpha wolf will actually travel behind the pack to make sure everybody makes it. So it's like bringing up the rear, and Spirit's talking about them having this revelation too late. But there's still so much attachment. There's the Moth. They also really, these thoughts could have been sort of prompted because they were watching you in some way, because they seem to have some sort of privied information, or there's an aspect of them watching from a distance or from the darkness in some way. And Wheel of Fortune. And they also had this thought that crossed their mind about eventual fate, and eventual fate working in their favor to bring you back towards them in some way so that they can work on this. But perhaps not realizing that, you know, this 9 of Wands is asking for force. It's like asking for force. It's asking them to take responsibility for the actions they need to take to create change. But then there's the Temperance. And the Temperance is all about longevity, the desire to connect, waiting for the perfect moment is what I'm hearing too. It's like they thought about that. They thought about sort of the actions they perhaps need to take, but their logic, quote unquote, coupled up with their insecurity and their fear of what they don't want to suppress and push below the surface, they coupled their logic with their fear and said, well, that's not a smart move for me to make. I shouldn't take action. I should just wait and see what fate has in store. Not realizing that could bite them in the end, because they are fate. They have the 4 of Swords, because there's a reality here that they thought about that really hurts them and stings. It could be about your situations, it could be about your practical realms, or it could just be about the separation, but they had a reality check that hit them today. And it could be because of something they viewed. I keep getting drawn back to that. It's like reality has hit me like a ton of bricks. And now there's an aspect of them perhaps understanding that there's no ability to commit right now, or that movement isn't possible because of responsibilities. And so it's like they're clinging to logical thoughts today when it comes to you. It's like trying to cling to logic, because this aspect of holding on to you in a very fantasy driven way, the way that they've been applying this focus, it almost feels very addicted and codependent. They realize today it's not working. It's just making me feel worse. So it's like they saw something. They could have maybe seen a picture of you online. Maybe it was a family picture or something, but they saw something that made them think, I need a new approach. There's the Ace of Wands. The Four of Wands. And you can see all these panda bears, and they are clumsily climbing up this tree. And when I think of the tree, I think of the tree of life. And so the Four of Wands, I do think of attachment and commitments at times, but also about them wondering about the future in those environments, and wondering about the future and what it holds with you, and what it's like if they're not logical about their next step, they could, because they keep bringing me back to the clumsiness of this animal. It's like they're going to tumble out of that tree. It's like I could hurt myself. And there's the Seven of Swords and the Fool. They did think about what they would have to do to take action, but then that's when the logic kicked in. And I keep using the word logic, but the truth is that it's fear that's driving that logic, because it's pushing them out of their comfort zone and making them have to act and apply a new strength. And this new strength could perhaps create some imbalance at the same time as it creates clarity, but it could sort of create clarity and burdens at us at the same time. And they were really thinking about that. There is the Lovers, and there's the Knight of Wands. These thoughts today were very driven towards action and movement. It's like they had some sort of inspiration when it comes to you, some clarity, or some like ringing bell that sort of went off, or a light bulb that went off in their mind when it comes to you. And really hoping that this turn of events that the universe will orchestrate will put an end to all of this, so that they don't actually have to put an end to all of this. It's like they don't have to make the decision, because they keep talking about a decision that they had to make, or a decision that they'll have to make when it comes to you in this connection here. And if they do, if they are clumsy about it, there's the Three of Swords, if they're impulsive when it comes to you, it's going to cause heartbreak and pain in your realm, in their realm. But regardless, it's going to cause pain. There could be other people involved with this person, or perhaps you. Again, that could be part of what they're privy to at this moment. But they're just driven by this. It's like, what do I do now? Do I continue to hold on? Because I want more. They want more out of what they're experiencing here in this connection. But they do want it with you. What were their thoughts about you today? What thoughts crossed their mind? Having patience. Love is patient and kind always. Number 17, holding out hope. It's like, I am protecting this connection. It's like, whether it's foolish of me or not, I am protecting this connection. I do have an Spirit just brought up children to me, so that could be an element of your relationship separately, or you could have come of age. But here you can see that this girl is sitting on this beautiful water lily of expansion, and it's sitting on top of the water. It's like all of the truth perhaps lies hidden. There's a whole scene under the water that we can't see on the surface. And so it's like they're really thinking about everything that they need to bring to light, but how that would complicate things for them at this time. So they're like, appreciate this moment. Number 33, every situation is an opportunity to grow and have faith. And we have here true love. This is the romance of a lifetime, number 10. And they had that clarity moment of like, you might have been the one. You might have been that person that could have given me a lot more than what I'm experiencing. What were their thoughts of pile number 2 today, please? We have here the palm tree, stability, and it came out reversed. Stability, growth, flexibility. And their thoughts definitely talked about attachment, talked about the consequences of their situations right this moment. And it could have something to do with that palm tree of stability. It could have something to do with a family unit, because they're speaking about twin flame energy with the Four of Wands. Knowing that perhaps the two of you complement each other, knowing that this could be the path that could lead us to celebration, but they are wearing a mask and pretending and deluding and gaslighting in their environment, even to themselves sometimes, lying to themselves and other people with the Seven of Swords, because there's the peacock feathers, because of position, because of their status in some way. Their status is the problem. This, of course, could be reversed, and it could be your status. So it could be a combination of the two. We do have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And we also have here, love yourself, or you deserve love. You are lovable, and playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And they definitely had flirtatious physical energy towards you. It's not the primary energy with the Ten of Cups, but it's definitely complementing itself quite a lot, because we had that Knight of Wands who just wants to be impulsive and just wants to throw caution to the wind and say, I don't care, let's just flirt with disaster, shall we? But it's like at the same time, they're still a little bit concerned about what that could look like. Some message cards here and see what were the thoughts they had about pile number 2 today, please. And what sort of emotions were welled up because of those thoughts. I'm sitting here adamantly waiting for you. And the King of Wands, you know, he knows what he wants. He knows what focus he has. And yet they're still sitting there adamantly waiting, because the King of Wands does not wait. He just acts upon his impulses. He acts upon his desires. And that's the issue with the Wheel of Fortune being in this state of stagnation, is that they are waiting for the universe to make a perfect sort of serendipitous event. Nine of Cups, I'm a smug son of a bee. And I just saw, I want commitment with you, but just not yet. And the Nine of Cups is really talking about somebody who is holding out hopes for you and wishes for you, and assuming that because this connection is so strong in their mind, because they feel it so acutely, that of course that's enough momentum. That's enough to get the wheels in motion. This has taught me what pain really is. And if I called, would you answer? Do you still feel something? The yin energy. It's like, are you waiting for my call? Are you feeling the same way? Are you still emotionally invested? They do wish that they had spoken the truth to you in the past of this connection. I wish I believed in me like you did. Very strong fire element here with the King and Queen of Wands. That was similar to pile 1 as well. And we have communication, truth, clarity, and success. It's coming reversed, because there's a stress about speaking the truth to you. They get really stressed out, and they thought about that too. It's like there's danger with this snake associated with clarity, associated with the potential. And so it's like it's safer for me to just hold on, perhaps for other people involved. Every time I see the monkey, I think of children. I think about responsibilities on my back. And so it's like it's safer for now for me to be patient. But there's a lot of flirtation here. You give me a heart on. I laugh every time I see that card, because it's like somebody who, again, in the past, they may have been very sort of jokey with you, or tried to make you laugh a lot with some of that sort of innuendo that flies around. Let's get a couple of message cards here that I wrote. What were their thoughts today, please, for pile number 2? What are you doing right now? It's like wondering what you're up to, what your day-to-day life looks like. I'm just going through the motions in life right now. There's no going back now. And the attraction is undeniable. I should be satisfied with what I have, but I am not. I want you, but I just can't at this moment. What sort of thoughts went through their mind today, please, for pile number 1? I'm worried this may all be one-sided. It's like, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong about this cosmic connection? I want to feed my curiosity, and the back of the deck says, I am so frustrated with myself and this situation at this time. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. What is the primary feeling that pile number 2's person has for pile number 1 at this very moment? What is the feeling? Oh, we have the Ten of Pentacles coming out with the Two of Swords reversed. I feel like there could be a family here, or some sort of really long-standing commitment that really takes a lot of our responsibilities. It's like they don't want to cause conflict. They feel like it'll create financial burdens and upheaval that could expand beyond themselves, beyond you. And so they have this inability to commit right this moment. And that really, it's like, even when I'm asking them about the love energy, it's like, I can't admit to that. I can't even admit it to myself because I've got all of these obstacles right now and I'm waiting for them to be magically cleared out. There is a part of them that is very used to holding this connection in a place of permanent fantasy. We have friend. And we have from. Every time I see from, I do think about, do I know you from somewhere? It's like someone who's wearing masks in a friendship. We have baby steps. I think of children. We have the syringe here. I do think about hospital nursing connection, but I also think about obsession and addiction. We have a bone. I think of a bone to pick. And I think of loyalty and a dog. We also have the black fish bones. And I think of the 10 of swords. And we started with the 10 of swords as somebody who has their ego set upon you and somebody who focuses a lot upon you, but is kind of devastated by the turn of events. The dragonfly and the blue empress shell. And so there's an aspect of having to change directions, especially if there's a 10 of pentacles energy involved, and really having to be hungry enough for success to face all the practical consequences that could come with that direction or change. But it could also bring about a lot of transformation as well. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. If it did, please drop that comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell if you do so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. And be sure to check out my links below for Etsy for personal reading or for Instagram. But please come back here as well and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the red flower or to the golden egg, and this is your reading. A no contact love message from the person on your mind. What were their secret thoughts of you that they had today? What sort of emotions came up with those thoughts of you? And the golden egg is all about potential, and it's something so special because it's gold. It's like everything I touch turns to gold. It's nestled in this soft hay for a reason, because it deserves to be protected. It deserves to be sort of kept safe because it feels priceless. So this person's thoughts today could have been around you, representing this golden egg, about the potential that they want to keep safe and that they don't want to release at this time. So let's take a look and see what sort of thoughts went through their mind about you today and what emotions came along with those thoughts. A no contact love message for pile number 3, please. What were the secret thoughts that pile 3's person, the Hierophant? I just heard Rolling in the Deep, that Adele song, go through my mind. We could have had it all. The Strength, Leo energy. We have Taurus, Leo. And now, you know, Spirit works a lot with songs for me. Now I'm hearing Tammy Wynette or George Strait, I guess. Or not George Strait. What was the guy who played with Tammy and Wynette all the time? George Jones. You are always on my mind. You are always on my mind. Oops. What we just gotta get. The Chariot, Cancer. 3 major arcanic themes. They were really deep in thought about you, and they really were sort of touching in on some huge moments in your past that led to the disconnect, some huge moments between the two of you that really highlighted the connection itself and how it sort of separates itself from other experiences. Because this person now knows, like, they know how they feel about you. And look at, even from her heart space, it's like this huge beacon of light going in one direction. It's like, I know which direction I wish I could go in, but I don't know if I have the strength. The strength, the Chariot has to, or the strength has to push the Chariot forward. But here's the 4 of Wands. I feel like this person feels the weight of the potential that still exists in their mind. And so they're almost driven to movement in these thoughts. They're like, what actions can I take? And there's almost a preparatory energy coming in. It's like, I feel almost a planning feeling of like, okay, what can I do about the reality of this? Because the reality for them right now, the primary sort of triaged feeling in these thoughts was the fact that there's potential and maybe I should move on it. But it's going to require me to kind of push through all of my fears, all of the obstacles. You can see the pyramid here in behind. It's really, it's about perhaps third party, but just mountains to climb, obstacles to overcome. But the planning's not done. This is like a spark of inspiration of like, okay, I need to do something. I need to keep this safe. I can't let this go. You have the Ace of Swords. But there is, of course, then this reality that hit them a little bit. Yeah, there's the Four of Swords, a reality check that hit them really quickly after that realization or these emotions that were welled up, because it's not just thoughts about you, pile 3. This is like emotional thoughts that came up about you, about the reality of who you are and what this could have been and what this could still be if we can just overcome the necessary hurdles that are here. Because this Four of Swords and the Ace of Swords, they are conflicted about what has to be done in order to create change here. And there's also this understanding that they can't really go do anything about it right this moment. There's the beautiful Empress though. But there's an emphasis here on her heart chakra, and here this beam of light almost looks like it's coming from the sacral chakra, or I'm sorry, from the solar plexus, and it's like this inspired course. But I can't come towards you now. It's like I have this idea, I have this truth when it comes to you, but the reality is all these clothes being lined up, it's like I have to put that on a back burner for now so I can navigate around all of the necessary drama or all the necessary obstacles that are actually lying in wait here. One of those obstacles will be their own apathy and will be their helplessness. It's like this feeling of I can't, because of the conflict. That's going to hit them full force when it comes to these revelations, when it comes to the ability to execute any sort of action towards you, because they feel like it's something to be protected. It's something really special. And that's also part of this reality. So that's the part that sort of sweetens up the bitterness of it. These roses floating on the surface, it sweetens up the bitterness of it. I just saw the Ace of Wands. What were their secret thoughts today, please? The Ten of Pentacles. Now, the Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles, is talking about security, stability, commitments and relationships, perhaps. Now, this could be where they kind of think that it could go with the two of you. There could also be, that could be part of the obstacle. Yeah, there's the Four of Wands reversed. So that's definitely part of the obstacle, because they're like, if I tap into this strength and I overcome my fear and then come towards you, I still have this practical concern. I might face arguments in my home. I might have to leave my home behind. And so there's this aspect about being torn in two different places. They just showed me King Solomon. You know, that old Bible verse where the wise King Solomon, where he has to decide about the baby. You have the Ace of Cups. But this person in these thoughts today, pile 3, were really thinking about trying to bring in clarity and peace, and maybe even slip in that new opportunity with this connection and see where this really could take us, because they have a lot of love for you, to be honest. It feels like cup runneth over. And it feels like just the beginning of like tapping into some of their feelings for you, because even these water lilies down here are not completely open. We do have the Six of Wands reversed and the Ten of Cups reversed. And that's the problem, is that they know how they feel. And that could be a part of their apathy during these thoughts, is that I know how I feel, but I don't know how you feel. And I'm not confident enough to think that you feel the same way about me as I feel about you. There's an aspect of not wanting to cause sort of upheaval, maybe even not just arguments and conflicts with the Ten of Cups reversed, but even perhaps like foreclosures and divorces and things of that nature. So it's like perhaps I don't have the confidence to execute any sort of changes now, and I don't want to create havoc in your situation, and I'm not even confident that you feel 100% the same way. And so it's like I have to be logical for the next step, but it's like I long for a connection that is real with you, and I feel this connection still. And there's this feeling of perhaps having to make a choice between people with the Lovers, but knowing that they have to be logical. They could be a Gemini perhaps here. It's like I want a new beginning, and I want to tell you how I truly feel, but I can't at this time. They are so focused on reunions, but it's like their thoughts went from what I want to see and what is my reality. It's like I could be in a new foundation with other people, but it's like I'm guarding. Look at the guard in the corner of this card. I'm guarding the innocence of this connection. I'm guarding this connection because you are very important to me and you are very special to me. but it's, I almost look like she's wearing little oven mitts. It's like, I don't want to burn you. I don't want to get burned myself. And there are some sort of attachments here. Could be, again, there could be third party here. So take that as it resonates to your situation. That won't resonate with everyone. But they keep talking about wanting expansion. And like, despite all of the obstacles, they're like, they are still holding on. It's like, I don't care. And look at all of this. It's like love, practicality, expansion, practicality, holding on to this connection, reality check, karmic relationships. Like, there's just so much, there are a lot of obstacles in this connection, and they feel that position being a primary obstacle here, but they're also letting position be the primary obstacle, when the truth is that it all trickles down to fear and whether or not we're willing to face the obstacles of those practical concerns. What were their thoughts of you today, please? Pile number 3. We have here, love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. And that is perfectly mirroring the golden egg. It's like, it doesn't matter what the obstacles are. It doesn't matter how long this is going to last. The love endures, and I'm still holding on to this connection. My love for you endures. I just saw speak the language of love, because I feel like they would love to have a conversation with you and appreciate this moment. It came in reversed. It says, every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. And they're understanding now that despite perhaps obstacles, they're not going to let go of this dream that they have, this dream of reunions. And they feel inspired in these thoughts today to almost focus with unwavering faith that that's a possibility in the future. But they do have to consider the practical. I do have to consider my foundation with the Ten of Pentacles, with the Hierophant. It's all about our position as well. What thoughts do they have about pile number 3, please, today? And what sort of emotional reaction came? The separation. They're very sad and missing you. Thinking about you, unsure of the future, but yearning for you. And we have heartbroken over what we no longer have. Mourning, feeling lost, deeply had and hurt because of the separation, grieving you. Enlightening, shocking attack, sudden change and upheaval. And it really makes me think about the tower energy that we saw as we were going through your spread here. It's like this fear of permanent change and creating havoc, and they don't want to do that to you. So it's like, I'm going to hold on to what I feel in this moment, but it would be perfect if we could get together. It's like, I'm holding on and keeping this fantasy safe because this connection makes me want to hold on and keep this fantasy safe. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Part of their thoughts today did circulate whether or not you actually would want to do this. Would you want to give them a chance? Would you want to work on this partnership if you were given the opportunity? We have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal your past, you experience more love in your present moment. And back of the deck says honeymoon. Now, when I see the honeymoon card, I do think about secret vacations. And I think about somebody who wants to whisk you off to a secret vacation. It's like they don't necessarily want to face the upheaval of a tower moment within the Ten of Pentacles. And that could be part of what they think is necessary to create change here. So it definitely is easier for them to fantasize than it is for them to take action towards you. Let's get some message cards here. We'll start with some of these Hermit Tarot message cards, and we're going to move into some written messages in a moment. But what were some of the thoughts that pile 3's person had about them today? There's no contact. Okay, so we have a lot coming so far. You are so very special and you matter reversed. And there is this feeling of like them wondering if they perhaps gave you the wrong impression in the past. It's like, maybe I didn't, there's unfinished business because I made you feel like I wasn't interested, or I perhaps gave you that impression. But these are frustrating delays that I'm experiencing. It says, I miss you. Do you miss me too? And there is an emphasis in their thoughts on needing to provide clarity and needing to provide the opportunity to at least tell you how I feel. And like, in the very least, I could have closure. But I do lie awake thinking about our future, because there's this hope of like, I don't want to let go of the hope that there is a future. Even if that may seem kind of hard or difficult. It's like, I don't want to let it go. Even if there's obstacles like third party, I don't care. It's like, I hope that you'll wait for me to have this Ace of Cups. And there's the Ace of Cups. It's like, I hope that you'll wait for me. Your family won't like me though, if we have the opportunity. It's like I'm fearing being judged. I'm fearing being judged in how I feel, or in my past, or in all of my obstacles. I'm fearing having people look at me like like there's an aspect of integrity being tested. I don't have all of the answers, and wrongful advice. It's like I definitely shouldn't have listened to my fears in the past here. It's like a consistent upheaval, a consistent imbalance here. And they want you to know that they are still holding on. Like that is the other aspect of their thought state of like, I haven't let go. It's like that's the reality of the situation, is I have not let go. And there's a reality concerning your position, their position. Like if I asked you to stay, would you leave? If I asked you to come with me, would you leave the person that you're with perhaps? Okay. I fantasize about being with you. What are some of their thoughts, please, today for pile number 3? This is taking way too long. Like there's only so long they can hold on to that egg before it starts to turn. I just got this message from Spirit about the egg in general, and how when you get an egg from a hen house, if you wash it, you wash off important bacteria. I don't know why they're bringing this forward, but you wash out important bacteria, and then you have to put it in the fridge. You have to put it on ice. But this is like we never brought clarity or emotion into the connection, or we never had a discussion about our feelings. So it's like I can keep it warm. I can keep it incubated for as long as I want to, because I never expressed something in the past. It's like I don't have extra information to go on. I can fuel my desires with fantasy, and I hope that you feel the same way. I do want to start fresh, because I do feel like we are soulmates. Don't be surprised if I contact you soon. They are definitely emphasizing movement and action and really wishing for connection here, but there are some reality checks that they have to face before they do take action. So they are really feeling the urge to. 11:11, the angels are singing. So it could have been at 11:11 today while they kind of experienced these thoughts, but also there's an aspect of mirroring each other as well, and hoping that you feel the infinite possibility that they also feel. Oh, we've got a lot coming out here. We have, I am secretly terrified. We have, I want to talk with you. Let's see what these ones look like. You're all grown up now. That's, I feel like there's longevity here. We don't always get what we want. I need a break from this. My throat's going. Dreaming of a dramatic return and no time for a plan. I'm coming. But I feel like there has to be a plan for this person. That's why the Lovers is coming up, because they're like, if I listen to my ego and just come running in right now, that would be wrongful advice, and it could create a lot of upheaval and obstacles, and they don't want to do that. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. What was the primary feeling that pile number 3's person has for pile 3 at this time, please? What are they primarily feeling in this moment? Missed the bowl. We have the 8 of Swords, feeling hesitant and sort of restricted and stuck from being able to take any sort of action towards you. And they are kind of frustrated by perhaps burdens or responsibilities with that 10 of Pentacles, but also by what the two of you don't know about the other's feelings. It's like they're burdened by the unknown in general here. And they definitely feel kind of isolated or lonely when it comes to this connection itself. But I feel like they're just isolated and lonely in general. This person longs for connection. So even if they are in some sort of third party situation, I feel like there's a bit of a void of emotional connection there. Because they're a lonely person. They feel very lonely. We have the shovel. We have Sagittarius, the letter W. I think about the shovel, and I think about digging ourselves a deeper pit. And also I think of the Knight of Swords for some reason. I think about feeling too late for something. Sagittarius, and weakness is a choice. We have a nursing cap. Could be a hospital nursing connection, or also just somebody who's like nursing the thoughts in their mind. We have the music note, the divine masculine music note. We also have here the Starfish energy of healing and release and sort of perspective changes. We have the butterfly of transformation, and we do have the divine masculine longing to express something with the blue whale tail. We have the 5 honey cells and they're empty, so I think of the 5 of Pentacles and I think about practical losses and separations. We have the heart empty, and we also have the saxophone. Well, now when I think of the saxophone, I think of those 90s music videos where someone's longingly playing the saxophone on the beach. So that could kind of be a time period here, or again, it's just about longing energy. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it did, be sure to drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell and your like button. It helps me to bring you guys more content. But I hope that you come back here and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.